How to set up broad targeting and dynamic creative ads within Facebook Ads Manager. Yes, this is gonna be an actual walkthrough. I'm actually gonna go into the Ads Manager. I'm actually gonna set everything up in front of you and show you inside of a real account, not just gonna be a slideshow or anything like that. So this will be a real step-by-step tutorial. Now, if you're new to broad targeting and dynamic creatives, which is probably why you clicked on this particular video, then it's probably one of the most efficient ways to use Facebook ads. Again, this is just a tool of how to use the Facebook Ads Manager. It doesn't necessarily get you better results because results come from better creatives. Okay, so detach yourself from results. Just look at this as the most efficient way to use the tool. Okay, we've done over $10 million, we've spent over $10 million just in 2022 leveraging this particular way to use the tool. Now the revenue, the $50 million in revenue, or no, actually $40 million in revenue we did last year for partners, our clients example, all the performance, the revenue came from the creatives that we can create that convert really well leveraging marketing fundamentals. So before we get started, why am I credible to teach this? Is that I've done over $50 million on online revenue with Facebook ads. I run a Facebook ads agency, so you can click the link below, have Nick Theriot run your ads for you. Or if you want more coaching and one-on-one of how to actually implement this into your business from a mentor perspective, then click the link below to have Nick Theriot mentor you. Before we get started, hit the like button and hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let's dive into it. I'm very excited for this, guys. So how to set up broad targeting and dynamic creatives, Facebook ads 2023 tutorial. Again, I actually have a real ad account right here we're going to dive into today. This is one of our dummy accounts. We really don't do much with this account anymore. It's a store that was popping a couple years ago, but now it's just more of an account we use just for like creating YouTube videos and stuff like that. So there's a few things that I want to articulate to you guys first of what we're going to go through here. So first things first is what we're going to do in today's video. We're going to set up a CBO campaign. We're going to set up our main ad set. And then depending on where you're at next, we're either going to, copy and put your post IDs from your winning ads, or we're going to go straight to DCTs and then still show you how to go over to post IDs with winning ads. Okay. Show you step by step. This is perfect for people who are just new to this and just getting into broad targeting and dynamic creatives. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is set up CBO campaign. Okay. Then we're going to set up a CBO or our main ad set again. So with this structure, we have a main ad set, and then we'll have 1 to 2 DCTs on at a time to test new ads. Okay. Now, I always like to copy over any winning ads in an ad account into that main ad set. Okay. If we don't have any main ads, that's okay. There's nothing to be alarmed about. We'll simply just go straight to DCT testing. If we do have winning ads, which in this particular case we do, I'm going to show you a case both ways for you guys. Then we're just going to go straight into copying those post IDs. And then, after a few days, turning off the losers and then going to DCT. So regardless, we're going to end up at DCTs, regardless if you have winning ads or not. Just winning ads, just add maybe a day or two extra because you want to launch those first in that broad single campaign structure. Okay, so let's go and start diving into this. So we're just going to go ahead inside of Facebook. We're going to create a campaign. I'm going to do sales, and then we're going to name our campaign here. I like to add my agency's initials, TS, and then we're just going to call that, I'm just going to call this YouTube test. I like to call it just prospecting or whatever. And then that's pretty much it. WC just means website conversions, aka like I'm optimizing for purchases. And then CBO, simply what we kind of do. And then our ad set, we're going to call our ad set, let's do USA, or hold up, this is our main ad set. So I'm going to say main 01. The reason why I put 01 is because after 50 ads in your main ad set, you no longer can add any new ads. So I have to create like a main 02. Okay. And then I'm going to call this USA because I'm targeting USA. Now I'm actively targeting primary win. Like this product is for both men and women. So I'm just going to put male plus female. But if you're actively targeting, women, then go put women. If you're actively targeting men, put women, or whatever you're targeting, put that. Okay. 18 plus, and then obviously broad. And then I do auto placements. So I always do auto placements. And then I do optimizing for purchase. Okay. That's why it says OPOR. Now I don't necessarily have an ad yet. So I'm just going to put skip ad right here, and we'll get to that in a second. Now I'm going to do a manual sales campaign in this case. hit continue. And then let's go through this. Okay, so campaign buying type auction, I just leave that on auction. Sales objective sells because we want purchases. I do not believe in add to cart, view content, link clicks, traffic, or anything like that before. If you want purchases, just optimize for purchases. Simple thing. Now we're going to turn advantage campaign budget on, okay, because we want a CBO campaign. All right, and I recommend starting at $100 a day. If you can't spend more than $100 a day on Facebook ads, it's just really not worth it, unless you're targeting like, you know, a local city and you're starting in a very small area. I recommend having $3,000 saved up before starting Facebook ads and having a $3,000 budget to spend a minimum of $100 a day before, you know, scaling up or anything like that. So if you can't afford at least $3,000 right now in your bank on Facebook ads, don't spend on Facebook ads. I highly recommend it. Get your $3,000 first, spend $100 a day for 30 days. It's going to give you enough time to test new concepts. It's going to give you new time to, you know, really learn about your audience and really be able to actively make the most out of Facebook ads. So get that money saved up, create you a bunch of ads, and then launch all at once. Okay. Now I'm gonna click on next, and again, website, pixel. Our pixel's already selected, so just make sure you have the right pixel. Purchase, because exactly what we want. Schedule date. You know, some people like to schedule it at midnight. I personally haven't really seen any pros or cons to doing it or not. So if you want to, you're more than welcome to. The only audience we're going to exclude is purchase 30 days. So there we go. So I already have this audience saved up, but purchase 30 days. Again, we want location, United States, age 18 to 65. That's only because this particular product is for 18 to 65 year olds. If you know your product is women 30 to 45, then target women 30 to 45. All genders, detailed targeting. Again, I'm not doing that because I do broad targeting. Automatic placements, all that's good. And I'm still a big fan of 7-day click or 1-day view. Okay, now I'm going to hit publish on this. And what's essentially going to happen is we're going to basically publish the campaign. But the problem here is we have no ads. Okay, regardless of where you're at right now, you should have this main ad set complete. So we got that. That's good. All right. Now the next question is, do we have winning ads in the ad account? Okay. For this particular ad account, we have three particular winning ads that we've spent a lot of money on and has worked really well. So I do have winning ads in the ad account. Now, if you don't, that is okay, because again, whether you have them or not, you're going to move over to DCTs after this. So if you do have winning ads in that account like we do, we're simply just going to copy the post ID. So simple way to do that, just go dig through your account. Let me just pull up this one, for example. Go dig through your account, find the top ads by like the last like 30 days or something like that, and then just start pulling them in. Just click on one, preview, share, see Facebook posts with comments, and then it'll pull up and show you the Facebook post like this. Okay. And that's how you get the post ID. Okay. So I already did that for these 3 key particular ads. And what I'm gonna do now is actively go in here and start to pull those for this YouTube test. So I'm just gonna go inside of here, create ad. I like to call it, so like this brand's called Metal Address Signs. So I like to call the ad like the abbreviation for the brand. So MAS. I like to type in 3 zeros, 001. And then I think it's a video. So I'm just gonna say it's a video. And there we go. That's my naming conventions in that aspect right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to this particular video and I'm gonna copy this last set of numbers right here. Okay. If this doesn't look like this, click on the date, and usually the date will also give you like this PFBID. This is also the post ID. So I'm gonna copy that. And then I'm essentially just gonna come in here, add setup. I'm gonna use existing post. And I'm gonna enter post ID right here. And essentially what I'll do is that's gonna carry in the post ID. Reason why we do that is because it keeps all the engagement and all that good stuff right there. Now for domain, obviously you wanna select your domain. And then for URL parameters, this is only if you were using something like TripleWell, Hyros, or Wicked Reports. We do use TripleWell for this particular account, but I'm not gonna worry about it just for this very specific test right here. Okay. Multi-advertiser ads, perfectly fine to leave on. And what I like to do is just copy that first sentence, honestly, and just add it in right here. Cool, we're good to go. We successfully copied this over, and I'm gonna hit publish now. Okay. Now, something else I would recommend is that I do want to copy post IDs and let campaign run for a couple of days without touching. I would recommend only copying over 3 to 6 ads at most into your main ad set. Let me go back to this. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna replicate that same thing for this particular ad and this particular ad, but just for the sake of this video, I don't need to. But long story short, all I would do is just simply copy those in, and I would have 3 ads in here. Okay. Now here's the next thing. You basically want to let this run for a few days without touching. Reason why is because you set up a brand new campaign, you set up broad targeting, and you just launch 3 to 4 ads in there, 3 to 6 ads in there. Okay. Due to that, what's going to essentially happen there is take a little time to optimize. So I want to, I don't want to overwork Facebook. So I don't want to launch a DCT yet, because then it's like 3 to 6 ads on one main ad that's testing and a new DCT. It's just like a fuckload of stuff that's testing. So I like to just give it 2-3 days to let this just kind of optimize. And I just want to make sure you're clear on this. I am never turning off this main ad set. Never turn off the main ad set. Never, never, never. No, no, no. Okay. Only thing I'm turning off is ad level. Okay. You do not make decisions on the ad set level for your main ad set. Okay. That's the key thing there. For your main ad set, you make decisions on the ad level. Okay. Because I know I'm still have freaking people commenting below about that. Main ad set, you make decisions on the ad level based off the last 7 days. All right. So I come there, I look at the last 7 days, and I turn off the unprofitable ads. Okay. Simple as that. All right. So let's go back and let's scroll back up here. Okay. So let's say, for example, I never had any winning ads in this ad account. Okay. So if I never had any winning ads in this ad account, obviously I would have never launched this particular ad. So I'm just going to delete it and act like I never had an ad in here. And that's totally okay. All right. So in this case, you just want to skip adding in new ads to, or winning ads to that ad set, and just go straight into DCT. So it's perfectly okay if there's nothing in this main ad set. That's perfectly fine. Okay. So regardless, whether you already have winning ads, or if you don't have winning ads, that's totally okay. There's a solution for both of those, but they both end up at DCT. Okay. So now we're going to set up a DCT. Before we do that though, I want to show you what all goes into a DCT. Okay. Number 1, a DCT is a theme of 3 creatives will follow. Okay. So specific, angle, messaging, that's what we want to focus on. Okay. A messaging that 3 creatives will follow. Now, the same message will be used for all 3 creatives. Okay. All 3 creatives will use the same messaging. So you basically have 3 chances to see what type of messaging, or, 3 different ways you can visually articulate that messaging to your audience. Okay. Now, the next thing is that these 3 creatives will be 3 photos or 3 videos. Do not mix the 2. Okay. So, I'm going to show you mine in a second. Then you're going to have 2 copies. You're going to have 1 new copy you wrote, and then you're going to have 1 winning copy specifically for, that's worked well in the account. Then you're going to have 1 new winning headline, and then you're going to have 1 new, just new headline in that case. Now, limit to 1 variable per test, and let's see what that means. So here is my 3 creatives that I just chose for this particular video. It's, 3 Cyber Monday creatives that we've already used in this account. You can see here, all 3 have the same messaging, just visually different ways we pulled it off. Okay. So, we can see our product. Obviously the main desire we're going after is like gifting a loved one. So we want to show couples that are happy and, things like that. And kind of different, like visually different couples. Okay. So if this was a video, I would have the same video, same messaging 3 times with just a 3-second difference. Okay. The first 3 seconds will have a different visual hook. All right. The text hook will be the same on all 3, but the visual hook will be different for each video. Okay. So let's just go back to Facebook ad account before I go too much into that. Let's go ahead and let's just go back to campaign level. Let's go into our campaign we created. Again, you might have ads running right now, or ads might not, depending on if you have winning ads before or not. Now I'm going to create. Okay. And then this will be our first DCT. I like to call it 001. And then what I'll do is I'll just type in our usual shit, USA, male plus female. I think I have 18 plus, broad, and then automatic placements, and then per. Okay. Now this will be a DCT. So I'm just going to forget about naming the ad for a second right now, and I'll show you why. And then what we're going to do right here is we have to turn on dynamic creative. So let's turn that on here. Continue. There we go. I'm gonna turn on dynamic creatives. And again, all this is the same except I'm exclude purchase 30 days. Now, Nick, why don't you exclude website visitors? Why don't you exclude engagement? Why blah, blah, blah? Because I do not want to make I want to make the algorithm be able to target who it believes will convert. I don't care about the engagement or stuff like that because one, I don't do retargeting audiences, and because I don't do retargeting, I let this campaign do both. Okay, so that's why I don't worry about it. All right, all this looks good. Let's go ahead and click at this level now. This is different because now we have a dynamic creative setup here. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this 001 dynamic, just because we have too much stuff to put in there. So that's why I just call it dynamic now. And what we want to do is just first upload our images. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload our images into the account downloads. There we go. Open. Okay, now that our images are uploaded to the account, I want to simply select those 3 particular images for this creative batch. Now, I want to make sure I turn optimize creative for each person off, because what happens is it basically creates like a 4th and 5th creative in this ad set by doing like, if it's 3 images, they'll do like a slideshow with the images and stuff like that. I don't like it. I find that I like just optimize creative for each person off, and I find that's what has been working best for us. All right, so now we have a primary text, a headline, description, website URL, all that good stuff right there. Also, too, just to keep it point out, because a lot of people ask me this, Nick, what about snap? What about reel placement? What about story placements? What about like 4x5s and blah blah? Look, I don't give a fuck about all that. I personally have yet to spend more on stories than any other news feed. Like stories I can spend a 10th on. So why do I even worry about something that's like a 10th? Okay, go focus on a better ad and that'll give you better performance. So in this particular case right here, what I want to do is I want to just focus on these 3 images. They're all 1x1s. If I'm uploading a video, I'm gonna do a 4x5 for video. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, now I'm gonna go and select the domain. I'm gonna start filling some of this out right here. I do need a website URL, which is just this. I don't really care if I do homepage or product page. It kind of just depends on the case right there. I have some accounts where I do product page, some accounts I do homepage. I'm just on homepage for this particular video just to, get this over with quicker. All right, so new copy. So I'm gonna copy my new copy. Here's the copy we want to apply into our primary text. Okay. I literally wrote this in like 30 seconds before this video started, so don't judge. Now I want to add in my existing winning copy. Okay, why? Because now I have new creatives against existing winning copy, and I have new creatives against a new copy that's specific for this particular concept. In that case right there we go. So I'm giving Facebook the best possible chance for this to perform in that case right there. So okay, cool, that looks good. Now we have headlines. Okay, now in headlines, what we want to do is add in our headlines. So here's our new headline. And look, it really doesn't matter what order you put them in. You could do new headline first, then old. That doesn't fucking matter at all. The only thing that matters is that you're doing it. Okay, because Facebook is going to randomize this so much that doesn't matter. Okay, awesome, cool. So we have 2 headlines, we got 2 body copies, and we have 3 creatives. This is how you set up a DCT. That's as simple as that. Okay, now I'm going to hit publish. Okay, so let's look back at the next steps. So we're going to launch a new DCT with a new concept. Then we're going to look at, let's run for a few days. Was it profitable? If it is profitable, what we're going to do is we're going to copy the post ID from the top performing ad in there and bring it into our main ad set. If it's not profitable, we're simply just going to turn it off and launch a new DCT. Now, here's the key thing. We're always going to be launching new DCTs. I recommend 2 on at the most. Sometimes I don't have any DCTs on because I just simply don't have any new ads to test at that period of time. So you're only launching a DCT when you have new ads to test. Okay, so let's just go back and take a look and see what this looks like now. Now we have 2 ad sets. We have our DCT, and then we have our main ad set right here. So I'm gonna refresh this to see if I can let this kind of go a little bit faster. But I simply want to be able to preview and see Facebook post with comments. Okay, There we go. And let's see what happens next. Okay, so this has no spin yet to it. All right. And I mean, clearly we just launched it. Okay. But when this gets spin, Facebook will rank all of these by the best performing on. So you might see 3 or 4 different variations depending on how many you have launched in the ad account. Okay, so just keep that in mind right there. You can also use the breakdown feature and double confirm like what copies and things like worked best. I don't know if it's going to show because again, it has no spin yet, but it'll show off like what copies and stuff like that work the best in this particular, setup, things like that. Yeah, it's not showing, but you can use that breakdown feature and see that. Okay, so let's just go and assume now. So let's say let's assume this setup was profitable. If this was profitable, again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on preview, see Facebook post with comments. And just to be clear, for a DCT to be profitable, I'm looking at overall ad set performance. Okay. I'm looking at overall ad set performance. Is the ad set hitting the KPIs I need? Great. That's good. That's profitable. Now, the next question, I don't move it over unless it's at scale. For me, something to be at scale, it needs to have 40% to 100% of what's being spent in here. Okay, so if I'm spending $100 a day, I need $40 to spend in here and $60 to spend here. But the whole goal with your dynamic creative test is to keep beating your main ad set. Okay, that's the goal, because that's how you're going to find those new ads to move the business forward. Okay, that's the ones you want to move over. So I just did this. Now you can see right here, this looks a lot different. This is a whole lot more shit going on because we're in dynamic creative tests. So what we have to do now is click on this time frame on the one that we want, because again, it might show a few, and then you'll see right there, it just copied everything over and we're good to go. Now, if it has like business.facebook.com, sometimes I'll still mess this up. So I just remove the business part and then like click on the time frame again, and that'll help out too. Sometimes you have to kind of play with it a little bit to get that post ID. Okay, so just make sure you guys are aware of that. So I'm gonna copy that post ID now, and again, I may have ads already in here because I copied them over that are winning ads. I might be on my 50th DCT I'm testing right now, and I might have ads in here already. So let me just go ahead and select all this. I hate when it does this. So again, this would be MAS. And then again, this was like our second ad we're launching. I'm just going to assume that we never deleted that ad. And it was a video. Okay. Or no, actually it was a photo. There we go. And then let's hit continue. And again, use existing post, enter post ID. Paste that post ID in, give it a second. Make sure you select your domain. Domain's important. There we go. There we go. Now we're successfully added a DCT or a winning DCT into our main campaign by post ID. Simple as that. Now, you're probably wondering, Nick, okay, cool. Well, what do I do with the other thing? So if we go back in here and I see that we have 2 ad sets, I only turn off this DCT when that ad takes off in here. Okay, so once the ad takes off in here, we copied over, then I'll turn this off and I don't worry about it anymore. And then look, turn it off like that. Very simple. Okay, so let's go look back. So, profitable, yes, we moved it over. And guess what? Going straight back to launching new DCTs. Wasn't profitable? No, going straight back to DCTs. You're always launching new DCTs, but only when you have something to launch. Okay, don't chase to launch shit when you don't have shit, because then you just create shit. So you want to make sure you look at that. Now, that's pretty much it. As far as like scaling, I just basically scale based off the last 3-day average. If the last 3 days we're hitting our target ROAS, I'm gonna increase this budget by 20% a day. If the last 3 days we're below our target ROAS, I'm gonna decrease this budget by 20% a day. Simple as that. I also recommend you take a look at this video called Choosing Winning Dynamic Creative Test, because this is very important right here to understand, like, this is an account right here where I've had tested over 186 DCTs. So I wanted to show you guys just a long term of what it looks like to constantly keep testing and launching and things like that. I've seen this work, lead gen, e-com, app installs. The vertical does not matter. It all comes down to marketing fundamentals. Again, this is how you use the hammer. But it takes an architect to build a house in terms of actually how to lay out the foundation, all those proper fundamentals and stuff like that. So just key point there. Also too, if you want to know more about my further testing process for further iterations of a DCT, let's say for example, you found a winning creative in a DCT and you want to learn more of just like how to actually create more variations and iterations off of that. Here's more stuff of what I do to test test from there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is pretty much the structure we use. We spent $10 million last year on it. This year we want to spend at least 20 million, or hey, who knows, maybe 100 million. I'm a big firm believer in 2xing every year, so I would love to spend about $20 million this year leveraging the structure. Again, this is just a tool. You need to know how to be an architect to properly build a house. So this is just a tool. This is how you use the hammer, but it comes up to what's in here that dictates what you can build with that hammer. And that's where marketing fundamentals come in play. I have a really cool series that's either gonna be dropping before this video or after this video called How to Create Facebook Ads That Convert in 2023 Advanced Guide, where I go to the deep fundamentals, deep marketing fundamentals that's taught in the greatest book of all time called Breakthrough Advertising. I've done $50 million online revenue just by looking at those particular principles right there. So very, very deep stuff. Those are the type of things you need to understand to be able to create ads that convert in that case right there. So thank you all for watching. Again, if you want me to actually do this for you and run your ads for you, click the link below that says have Nick Theriot run your ads for you. Or if you want me to coach you and mentor you and help you, implement this into your business, then click the link below that says have Nick Theriot mentor for you. Thank you all so much for the love and everything on the videos lately. Make sure to like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My name is Nick Theriot. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.